All right, Biola, second time running. What should people expect tonight? How different is it going to be from last year?
Well, I mean, it's an awards ceremony, so the purpose of the evening is to give out awards and to recognize people for their hard work in film and television, be in front and behind the camera. So those are sort of going to be that's the main focus of the event. Not really much different from last year. I mean, I think what we're hoping is some of the lessons learned from last year, we can apply them. We can possibly get our nominees in and out in a timely manner. So we're excited about the awards, and we're looking forward to a great show.
Yes, I'm excited to see you again. I saw you in Accra the last time.
Thank you. Yes.
Same awards.
Yes. We've been promoting these awards and as much as possible. So we're happy that you guys are also here for the awards finally.
Yeah. I was actually disappointed because I didn't see some of our nominees. About 3 of them didn't come, but I guess that will not be. I mean, as of yesterday's cocktail.
Okay. Well, I mean, what we do is we try to work with all the nominees. Remember, some nominees are on location working.
Okay.
I mean, they do have films that they're working on. So sometimes nominees aren't able to come, not because they don't want to, but because they're either working or on location. And we appreciate that. That's what gets them the awards. So we understand.
I've always had this confusion about your position. Is it Managing Director Mnet or Africa Magic?
It's Managing Director. Well, my former title was Managing Director of Mnet Africa.
Okay.
I have now just evolved, and I'm now working in a strategic role with the business, and I'm working on certain projects. But it was always for Mnet Africa. For Mnet, one of Mnet's products is Africa Magic. So Africa Magic is a product of Mnet. Just as Mnet has different channels, so Mnet also has Mzansi Magic. Mnet also has CakeNet. So Mnet has different channels that they produce for different markets. And one of the channels they produce for African market is Africa Magic.
So how do I describe you? Just mention your name. What's the title?
You can say director. You can say director of Mnet. So you can just say that.
Well, this is a bit of the awards.
Okay.
We're having some challenges in Ghana in respect to foreign exchange. Foreign exchange in Ghana.
Okay.
The cedi against the dollar and the other major currencies.
Okay.
And I'm looking at how the middle class is going to be able to be paying more for the service that Multichoice provides. And of course, you provide ultimately. Now, for instance, if I'm paying $200 in December, it's going to go up. So I may not pay again. And that means I'm not going to buy your service again. Are there any ways, are you aware of this? And if you are there any ways to maybe have smaller packages of the products for people like the middle class to continue to patronize your product?
So personally, I will not be able to answer this question. I am sure that Cecil Sinkwa is working on this in Ghana. That is his role as the manager in Ghana. So that is his role as the multi-choice head in Ghana. So I would ask you to direct your question towards him. But I'm sure that they are working on this.
You also just talked about sort of an evolution of your title or work with Mnet, and also just recently we heard that you are resigning. Do you know what informed that, and what misunderstanding that could have caused that, and what information would you want to put out there in terms of you resigning from Mnet?
Well, obviously you guys are in the media space, and I'm also in the media space. And very few organizations have resigning executives doing interviews, I'm sure, in the media space. So obviously I have not resigned. I am still well with the group, and that is why I'm here being interviewed by you today. Obviously, I don't know where the confusion came. I think we're going through an evolution at the organization. We're working on we have different initiatives, and we're appointing different people because we're expanding and growing our business. And I think probably the market isn't used to us making announcements and making constant announcements about new positions, and maybe that's where that came from. But as you can see, I am still well with the group. My role is extremely strategic these days. I am working on very important and strategic projects for the organizations like Africa Magic Viewers Choice Awards, Big Brother Africa, which is a huge initiative for us, and other digital initiatives that we're going to be launching over the year. So those are that's sort of where my role is today. What we've done is appoint a West African director who will be managing the West African region. Mwangi, she'll be coming to Ghana and working more with producers in Ghana. And we've also appointed an East African director, and he will also be working to develop the East African market. So those are some of the evolutions and the growth that's happening within the group.
In terms of the movie and nomination, I think this year probably we Ghana topped and we're happy about it. But in terms of informing and we see that the nominations often come from Shelley from Poma. So in terms of creating the awareness, so that the rest of the other producers know the kind of your expectations when it comes. What information would you want to go out there?
I mean, I think for me the biggest opportunity is working with you in the media to make sure that the word gets out there when we do our call for entries, and also making sure that the producers understand the process. So really for me it's about the collaboration that we have with the media in Ghana, which I think is a great relationship, but how do we expand and build on that? I mean, I think Shirley is just one of the many producers that submit films. So just because you hear Shirley's name as a nominee doesn't mean she's the only one that's submitted. We get tons of submission. We had over 1,000 submissions this year. So I think for us it's not just about who submits, it's also about who then qualifies to be nominated. So I think those are the places where people sort of think it's only one person, but it's not. We get huge amounts of nominations, entries from Ghana.
Talking about the language categories, I saw Hausa and Yoruba. And those of us in Ghana think that the Tree language is also coming across. We have a few of our movies in Tree, African Magic channels. In the future, are you considering putting that category?
I think one of the things people need to understand is that it's really important to start something, right? Yeah. So at the end of the day, African Magic Viewers' Choice Awards had to start. Otherwise, it would just be a great idea on paper that doesn't start. It's easier to evolve and to add new categories and to take away categories. That's obviously what we're going to be working on. I always tell people the Oscars is 86 years old. It didn't get there overnight. This is only our second year. As you can see, we've already added some new categories. We're going to be taking some categories away and adding new categories. This is a journey for us, not a destination. We're really going to be growing and going on this journey. And as we see more and more needs for different languages, we're going to find a way to incorporate those categories. So for us, this is just the beginning. We're only going to be turning 2 today, and I think for us there's so much more to do.
Okay, so the new directive that you've appointed for West and East Africa,
yes.
What are they exactly supposed to be doing? I thought what we're doing is already what you're doing.
Well, I wouldn't be doing the day-to-day anymore. Their job is really running the day-to-day operations of Africa Magic and also the Africa Magic channels, and that's something that I will be stepping away from as I become more strategic in my role.
So are you going to appoint directors for all the regions that you're operating in the future?
We hope we grow to that point that we can operate, but for now we have appointed for West and East. Okay. And as we grow and the markets grow and we try to service our subscribers more and more, we're probably going to be appointing more directors. But for now we've appointed 2.
Talking about growing, are you operating in the northern part of the continent?
In the northern part of the continent, no, we're a sub-Saharan African operator.
Would you look forward to doing that in the future?
As an organization, we're just a sub-Saharan African operator.
Oh, okay. And is there any reason for that? Why not going up north?
We're a sub-Saharan African operator.
I just want to know.
We're a sub-Saharan African operator. We believe that there's a huge market in sub-Saharan Africa that that we can harness and we can develop, and we understand the market, and that's where we operate.
You took up one of your biggest babies, which is a Big Brother Africa.
One of our biggest projects.
It's grown beyond a baby. People are asking, is it coming on? Because I believe
it's definitely coming.
And when is it coming on?
You will know, but it is coming. Big Brother Africa is coming.
Okay, I don't know if you're done, but this awards is for the viewers to choose their favorite actors and actresses and the rest of it. Now, as a viewer, I own a decoder.
Yes.
I don't know if you're able to answer this again.
Okay.
Okay, sometimes you watch a movie and it scrambles, and then you're unable to watch again. That thing, is there any plan to look at it?
That you're talking about rain fade?
Yeah, exactly. When it's raining, I don't know the technical, but I know.
Sure. I mean, obviously we're constantly and always working on this. Okay. This is not something that we sit down and say we don't have to worry about. As an organization, as a group, we always are working on this. We've done a lot of educating around this, and we also, I believe that significantly it has reduced over the last few years. I mean, I think when you're watching our channels today, there's rarely any rain fade. But I mean, as a company, we're always looking at new technology and looking at different ways to improve this. But I mean, I have to be honest with you, this is a global satellite issue. It is not. It is a satellite issue. It happens in the satellite space.
I entered the CNN Journalist Award once, My work was nominated, but I didn't win.
Okay.
So the judges came to Accra to have a chat with us. Those of us who entered and our work got that far. Those actors and actresses and other players who are nominated or are not nominated, but their works are good. Do you have any set meetings with them afterwards in terms of trying to point out to them maybe what could have been done, what shouldn't have been done, is there any education from your end for them?
I mean, we get tons of entries, and I think for us, what we try to do is manage the process as best we can. We don't have the resources today to go and have those meetings. Hopefully, in the future, we'll have those resources. But I think for us, we're always looking at different ways of interacting and continuing to engage independent producers. But I mean, we have tons of engagement with producers throughout the year. It's not just about when they enter their films.
Okay.
We acquire hours and hours of content for our channels. Remember, we have over 8 Africa Magic channels, and these are the same producers we work with to acquire that content. So a lot of times producers already know the issues we have with their content before it is on the platform, or if there are any issues with their content. We also, once again, have stakeholder forums in different countries.
Okay.
We have stakeholder forums with a lot of our independent producers. We have them in Nigeria, we have them in Ghana, and we have them across the continent where we acquire content in Nairobi and all those. So, I mean, our interactions with producers is not around the AMVCAs. We have an ongoing relationship because we acquire over 1,000 hours of content from the African independent producers every year.
So are we looking at these awards? Because I've seen programs like Nokia Face of Africa, which is gone, which is no more. What is the short, long, and medium-term plans for these awards?
We have no plans to stop the awards.
I mean,